All right, hello and welcome to the Lumia Sports Podcast. Here we go, coming to you guys live today. We are going to be going over the preseason 2 review that you see over my head. We are going to be watching Titans Seahawks live. And on that one, what we're going to do is we're going to examine Cam Ward, who is out there slinging the football around. Sam Darnold, I don't think will play. Hopefully he is, maybe, but I doubt it. Preseason week 2, I got some thoughts. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to get in. We got our guys, Tony Tigre and Darnell Jones, coming in eventually whenever they feel like it. I don't know. And we have the game right now slowly loading up. So before we get into some things, just wanted to say something real quick. I will repeat this over the episode. Oh, Sam Darnold warming up. Sam Darnold might be playing. Next week, we will not be recording live on Sunday. However, 2 weeks from now, we will have a Labor Day weekend NFL preview. I'm excited to have that for you guys. We are big on previews here at Lumia Sports. We love going over, having those games, and then the next day on Monday, seeing people in the comments laugh at what I got wrong or what we got wrong. And we normally do a versus. We're going to make it more concise this year. Last year, we did every single team. Sorry, let's name some teams that we probably won't do too much. I don't know. I'm just looking at the sorry Jets, sorry Raiders, Christian Soldier. Sorry those other teams. Browns we might keep in the mix. Sorry those other teams. We're going to try to keep it concise to some of the biggest. This guy, you're not a Knicks fan. Stop doing that. You're not a Knicks fan. Anyway, but sorry to those other teams. We won't be touching it, you guys. We won't be, that sounds weird. We won't be going over your games as much on the previews when we start. Tony Tigre, the Karate Kid. Hello, welcome. I just mentioned no pod next Sunday, preseason week 3. There's a reason for that. We're going to get over it as we go. But we will do a preview Labor Day. I don't really care about preseason. I mean, I'm saying that, I guess. Nah, I won't be watching. I need a week off. I'm Anthony Richardson. I'm Anthony Richardson-ing. I'm tapping out of week 3. Now, during the season, this won't happen, but week 3, I can't, dude. This is just fake football. And then watching it Saturday, looking for storylines, rewatching the games. I'm a fiend, but you know. So let's start. We got some stuff. What's the first topic? We're going to go in order as the games were played. So the Raiders, Fernando Mendoza, that was interesting. Like, he came out, I got excited. He hit a pass, boom, looked like he was doing his thing, moving down the field. And then next thing, yeah, I know, man, I know. I'm gonna tell you why after I go over Fernando Mendoza. There's a reason. It's not just I'm using laziness as a front. It's really based on love. It's really based on love. I know. It's not just because I'm lazy, but it is because of love. But for Mendoza threw a pick 6, awful. Don't know what that was about. I know what it was about. It was late, behind him. He forgot he was on the Raiders. And there's also breaking news, too. Ashton Genty got hurt. So, fantasy owners, I live with a fantasy owner. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit on the hush. But fantasy owners, Genty, a little banged up. Although, I like Genty, actually, this year. I like because he had Lindenbaum going downhill, but at the end of the day, he's a Raiders player. If you took Brock Bowers, I took Brock Bowers early in my league. Same thing happened, just injured, and Mendoza's already throwing picks. So the Raiders are Raidering early. Now, the reason that I officially won't be here next week is because I will be gone. I will be in the Poconos. I'm not sure how the Wi-Fi service is, and I will be celebrating 2 family friends, 2 family members' birthdays. My girlfriend's soon-to-be wife, her sister, it's her birthday, and my guy Liam. Liam's been on the pod before. It's his girlfriend Autumn's birthday, so we're celebrating a double birthday, so we can't do it. They're going to have us booked on Sundays, and I don't know how the Wi-Fi is. Plus, I won't have my table or this microphone. The Raiders players are trash. I just think they're cursed. You know? The hope is, though, obviously, week 1, you have Kirk Cousins in there, and people are trying to talk Mendoza starting. No. You follow the plan. You let It is what it is. She's with child at this point, But not at this point. That sounded bad. Tone the Karate Kid will get you in trouble, man, if you let him do his trolling. Anywho. But yeah, Mendoza shouldn't start. You gotta use Kirk Cousins like the Patriots used Jacoby Brissett, my guy Jacoby Brissett, back in the day when they had no offensive line. Even though the Raiders built their offensive line, they do have a center. That's huge for them. They should be able to run downhill with anyone. Linderbaum was really clearing some holes for the Raiders in that first preseason game, and Gentry was like, oh, this is a guy from Boise State. He's run downhill strong. But going backwards, you just let Kirk Cousins take some of those early hits. Their early schedule, brutal. They play the Chiefs early, the Chargers. They do play the Dolphins to start the year, which, ironically, the Dolphins are going to be all of our Coltses this year. If you remember the iconic Tony L. Tigre laughing at the Colts because he thought that having the Colts favored over the Dolphins was just ridiculous, as did I. I just wasn't as outlandish with my reaction. We both took the Dolphins, but he made a spectacle of it. That's my guy. Yeah, you just let Kirk Cousins go out there and take the bullets, man. Let Kirk go out, get hit, get beat up, right? Who cares? Lose those games. And Mendoza with that pick, he not ready. Rooting for Mendoza's downfall. Ouch. What did he do? He must have did something. He do something, part of the Twitterverse? Did something. I assume when he was young. Makes sense. Moving on to the Texans early. First drive, Woody Marks. So Woody Marks was a rookie last year. I really liked what he could do. They just kept not using him. I forget who they kept using. No, it was Nick Chubb. They were using Nick Chubb. And I'm like, bro, Woody Marks got some motion. Are they playing JSN and Sam Darnold? That's wild. Tony is an outlandish person. Yes, Tony is indeed outlandish. But yeah, CJ Stroud. Visualization. That's what that is. People don't know what that is. That's what CJ Stroud was. He was trying to visualize his preseason, and he was visualizing the bag. The bag, Tone, the bag. Because he turned down $50 million. He said, I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't really care about your $50 million. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm going to pass on that. I'm worth $70. So, some would argue, most people who watched, that CJ Stroud, let's see what Tony's talking about. I got to stretch it real quick. Yeah. CJ Stroud's aura loss is pretty, it's pretty remarkable stuff. He has none now. Now, I think he's trying to get it back. I don't know if you saw it, but this was him. He's trying to get it back. By the way, shout out to everyone watching. We're looking for sponsors. If you give me sponsors, man, I'll just be able to just sit at home and have videos of him doing this, because he really did this. He really was doing this on the field. It was weird. But 4 for 6. They scored a touchdown. Woody Marks was moving. The offense looked crisp. The problem with the Texans is in certain teams, I don't know why this happens. And I'll go back to your aura point with CJ Stroud. But I don't know why this happens, but just certain teams have injuries to certain positions. You'll see it all the time. Now, the 49ers, we're getting to the bottom of the electronic fields with them, because their whole team just gets hurt every season. Sponsored by Squidward. But Squidward doesn't have any money, bro. He working at the Krusty Krab with that cheapskate. We all just in here broke, man. I'm not broke. I shouldn't say I'm broke. I actually do work. But I would love more money. Who doesn't like more money? I forget what point I was supposed to make there. It was a sports point. And it's gone. I don't have it. It's poof. It was a good one, too. Oh, some teams just deal with these injuries at positions, and the Texans' wide receiver position, it's like, and it's unfortunate as just someone who, I'm a sports fan, and I feel like part of being a sports fan is like you're a sports philosophizer. Like the Karate Kid bringing up, C.J. Stroud and his aura. That's a part. The game is kicked off, by the way. Titans Seahawks live. They lied to me. It was all a lie. There's no Sam Darnold. This is Drew Lock stepping on my freaking field, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Why did they show him in warm-ups? Deception. It was all a lie. Although Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion, I still think he's underrated. I think part of it is his fault for what he did in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, missing some passes that could have made it at least entertaining. But he's my guy. Super Bowl champ. The Vikings completely collapsed without him. And he doesn't have to play in this game. Cam Ward does have to play in this game, though. And I want to see it. Also, now as we're watching the game, I got some Seahawks. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Karate Kid. Yes. Exactly. You're on it. Shout out Drewski. He really said that. I was watching it live, and it was really just a boom, boom, boom. And he just said it. I was like, whoa. Like, wow, that's crazy that he said that. But then again, you don't put Drewski up there, you know what I mean? Do professional shit. That's not his job. He's a fake professional guy. I mean, he is a professional, but you know what I mean. He got you. They actually just showed JSN. Ningjigba. I got to say, Mark Schlereth, I was watching one game. He was really too excited to just say Ninjigba. He was like hype about it, but he pisses in airplane hallways. So CJ Stroud lost aura. He's chalked, kind of, sort of. I don't know. The wideouts are also chalked. A good guy for them, Jaden Higgins. He's out for the rest of the year. They had Nico Collins go out before the Patriots game last year, and that was a crucial blow for them. And Tank Dell, they're just like literally crossing their fingers like we hope he can make it through the season, because Tank Dell and Nico Collins were part of the things that helping CJ Stroud become a dog. And I'm a victim of this. But sometimes it's hard to tell. But when CJ Stroud was hooping and we didn't know who Nico and who Tank Dell were, it was like, yo, he just came out and they got nobody's hooping. And I think as we look back, the credit all goes to really D'Amico Ryans, dude. The whole team just got good. Now, Will Anderson was going to be good. CJ Stroud, who knows, right? Like you said, the aura was gone. I didn't think he was better than Bryce Young in college, and this is why we need Nell. Hopefully, Nell will come around if you talk about the Browns or some Ohio State players. So CJ Stroud, I thought in college was like good. He was very prototypical, but the problem was he couldn't run, as you can tell by him saying that he's athletically chalked at 24. Not a runner. And that's cool. Hopefully Cam Ward realizes that he's athletically chalked at 24. And I'm not, I think I'm getting athletically better, but you know what I mean? I'm throwing it from a glass house, speed-wise. Flag football, though, I'd be sprinting. However, CJ Stroud was never like a fast guy, and Bryce Young, I thought, was actually like a mobile pocket guy. The comp was Russell Wilson. Now that's again on me, right? And some of the people. I think if you watch, Russell Wilson in college was doing more read option stuff, more actual running, whereas Bryce Young was able to move around the pocket. But Bryce Young was on Alabama, and so Alabama had this great offensive line, right? That could protect him, and he had receivers. I think Waddle was on that team. I think Ruggs was on that team too. Was Devontae still there? Maybe. So they had a loaded roster, but still, Bryce Young, he has the ability to move, and CJ doesn't. And at a certain point, when you don't have the ability to move, you keep getting hit. And last year, the Texans had a new offensive coordinator, no run game, and no offensive line, which got him hit, and he was awful. However, to people's point, and this is what kind of is crazy about situations in the NFL, Bryce Young had the same thing his rookie year and looked just as bad, except he didn't have the defense that CJ Stroud had, which was, along with the Seahawks, the best defense in the league. Nelly getting them birds off his brain. Yeah, Nell, my man Nell, I'll let him tell a story. After I almost got Nell in trouble with the WNBA, I'm going to let him tell his own stories from now on. But Nell had a, shout out Nell, man. What's great about it, bro, is we're just a rotating cast here, right? Like, Lou will come in. During football season, I expect to see more DJ Lou. There's no prop bets for him right now. You know what I mean? There's no prop bets. We're going to get some other people in here as well. What's it called? Karate Kid, you were talking in the chat one time to my guy Issa. He's one of my moving managers. We're gonna get a lot of the chat. The chat will be more than just me and Tone talking back to back. However, I'm having a great time and having fun philosophizing about these quarterbacks. Yes, CJ Stroud lost all his aura, partially because new offensive coordinator, partially which they changed after year 2, which I thought was interesting because they made the division round, and CJ in all of his playoff games really before last year was pretty good when they lost. When they lost to the Chiefs, I believe he wasn't awful. It was like their offensive line was a problem, and they had no Tank Dell. That was an issue. Yeah, he's gonna give us all the spreads, all the prop bets. Also when you add into the future lives, and we have the previews coming out, man. The previews, we're gonna have previews to talk about. We're gonna have I'm going to have things to show people. That's all I'm saying. Things to show people. But we're still, I think, and also, by the way, Tone, I know you're booing. This is a good week to end on the preseason. Give me 2 weeks. Let me recoup from this fake football, right? Let me spend some time with my family. We got the preview, Labor Day. Oh, wow, wide open. That was crazy. Arroyo touchdown. Drew Lock threw a wide open touchdown pass. The Titans defense, I don't know what happened there. Someone just got cut because dude was Elijah Arroyo, tight end, young guy. I think it's like his 3rd year. He's tough. Bro's tough. Now let's move on. We got other things to talk about other than CJ Stroud, man. Although he's definitely a trending topic. You know? Anyway, the 49ers. The 49ers have a lot going on. They also had a preseason game that they won, 41. I didn't even talk about the score on the other one. 41-17, I guess. Brock Purdy, 4 for 6. Mac, 3 for 13. Both of them almost threw multiple picks. I think Brock almost threw 1. Mac, I think, almost threw multiple. Adrian Martinez, their backup, did throw 1. I at this point, I have to just believe that Shanahan just says, let it fucking rip, dude. Because they were, and that's part of the thing that gets these guys hurt. And I know this was a training camp injury for Ricky Pearsall, so that's bygones be bygones. But I don't even think I just used that term right, to be completely honest with you guys. But one of the things that gets people hurt is they throw these passes high across the middle in the, you just can't get hit NFL. And I was looking at a video. That's getting released tomorrow. Lumia Sports is all cylinders. We're firing, babe. We're firing. But there was a hit to Juwan Jennings, and it's like, and it was just a normal hit. But you look, all these high passes, man. This is a high, and then boom, people that gets you knocked out. I remember one game I watched Juwan last year, and by the way, Juwan Jennings no longer on the 49ers as well. Mike Evans banged up. So you never know when Brock is going to get hurt. And McCaffrey is the biggest injury swing I've ever seen. Like, he's either completely chalked for like the whole year, or he's like the most durable and consistently healthy player. He's like either one or the other. And the reason I'm saying that is I remember like his MVP year, or his MVP. I know he didn't win MVP that year, but that was the year where they went to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, and it was like, oh, wow, McCaffrey's going crazy. Even more than last year, where last year he led the team in receiving yards. He almost had 1,000 yards, and he also had 1,400 rushing yards. We got to talk about your GOAT. Who's my GOAT? Oh, is that Brock Purdy? I want to know who my GOAT is. That could be a lot of people. But, and one of the things, I lost my train. Oh, was that, he just kept getting the ball, Y'all talk about Genty yet? Dang, you just missed it. I did talk about Genty. We can go back to Genty, though. I talked a little bit about how the Raiders are cursed because they played first. And Genty, he's hurt. And it's, this guy, don't. The Titans now have the football, by the way. The Titans have the football. I'll tell you what, man. This guy, the Karate Kid, man. He studied the art of trolling for like years. He's really perfecting the craft. I think all of us in our own way are perfecting the craft. But I heard that Genty had to get helped off the field, was hurt. I'm assuming potentially out for the year. And that they stopped practice and they took a moment to acknowledge what had happened. So that is what I heard. I feel like Nell's coming in here to drop a bomb. So I'll let him do that as I talk about Brock Purdy and Matt McCorkle. Inaccurate passes. Not great. 49ers are beat up. And they don't have Robert Saleh. A lot of concerns. Titans star throwing the ball. So we'll see what happens with that. Adrian Martinez, you don't want to see that guy in there. Adrian Martinez is so funny. He's like a guy who, if you watched him, like his freshman year at Nebraska, which I did, potentially an ACL tear. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's just the Raiders, man. They're just cursed. Yeah, it's fucked up. Super fucked. Yep. Someone also told me they were doing a fantasy draft today. Way too early for that. Way too early. Yeah, man. If you want your career to end, you just go to not even Las Vegas. Yeah, free Max Crosby, man. Free my dog, man. This is all the Ravens' fault, man. Max Crosby would be out of Las Vegas right now, not giving any more Mendoza pats on the head, if not for, the Ravens being dickheads. Complete assholes. Starting to think it's management and it wasn't Harbaugh. Yeah, Genty actually was doing some real tough plays last year. Yeah, you got yeah. Oh, no, couple of things. Team meeting. So we're not going to do a podcast next Sunday. I'm going to be away, actually celebrating 2 birthdays. So I'm actually not going to be around at the Poconos. But we will do one, a preview. I'll send it to you guys. The Sunday before the games. And also, fun fact, the first game is not Thursday night this year. It is Wednesday night. Wednesday night football. Patriots Seahawks. To start us off. All right, let's get off of the 49ers here. Go to the Chargers. All right, Chargers, we'll make this quick. Herbert, he was 1 for 2, 9 yards, but don't worry. Don't worry, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It can't be his fault. It just can't be. It's not his fault. So, that is what it is. Trey Lance. Yeah, Wednesday night, Tone. Lock the fuck in, kid. Karate Kid. Lock in, man. This is what I'm saying, dude. You're trying to have an extra preseason pod. There's a lot going on. In a concentrated, you know what I mean? Next week, this fake football is cool, but they're starting us off hot. It's Wednesday night. It's Thursday. I don't know if it's Friday. You have college football, which Nell, I'm gonna give it all I got, dude. I don't know how much we're gonna get in. We still wanna focus on the NFL, and as you see, we got all this stuff, but there's possibilities I'll have a college pod. It's a non-zero chance. However, I gotta do like 3 videos before that. I got you, Karate Kid. I'm locked in so much, bro. I'm locked in for all of this, man. Dang, early in the game, Seahawks player getting carted off of the field. Number 9. I can't fully see his jersey. That sucks. Football's a violent game, man. And this is pretty much what you're gonna see, unfortunately, throughout the preseason. And really through week 1, you're going to see a lot of these injuries because you kind of can't prep for this. Like, training camp, I guess, you prep for it, but it's just ruthless. Bro got carted off the field. I forgot about Jalen Milroe. Trey Lance, 76 yards. Passing, 42 rushing. He's trying hard to just stay in the league, stay around. Former 3rd pick in the draft for the San Francisco 49ers. Looked good. McDaniels also used him as a read option runner a little bit, which I found interesting for sure. But we'll see. They have an interior lineman hurt, so that's right now who they're trying to blame for when things go wrong for Jay Herbo. The Jets. Gino had a good drive. Their D-line was cooking. I don't know. They got 2 picks. The Jets, man. The J is cut off. I cut off the J. That's why that text took so long. What's going on? So that's a thing. Cash Money Jones. Who is Cash Money Jones, bro? Cam Ward, little screen. You got to inform me. I'm not hip. Cam Ward looping pass dropped, but a good throw. Good throw to Tate. Carnell Tate. 1st round draft pick. I close this air vent, man. It's chilly. Might have to go hoodie meech, man, for a little bit, man. Cold as hell. So, yeah, the Jets, for those who don't remember, 0 interceptions all of last year. They got 2. So that's good. Cash Money. Oh, the Falcons guy. That's the one guy. I don't know if you're talking about the quarterback or what you're talking about. Beautiful pick play. Sorry. Run by Brian Daboll. Got Pollard wide open in space. Wonder if they're going to call it. The defenders might have collided with each other there. But, yeah, just got Pollard in space, and they got like 40, 50 yards. You keep saying just things, and you haven't really given me any information here, Karate Kid. So I'm going to move on. Moving on from the Jets because, Gino and that doesn't sell tickets. This will sell some tickets. Jeremy Maclin's cousin on the Bills. You are confusing me. Although I did hear about, the Maclin made a big play. There's a big Bills play in there. Will Howard and Drew Aller both looked awful against the Jets. Not great. The Karate Kid pointed out too. Started a heated discussion, which I don't know if we have to relitigate between who's better between Will Howard and Drew Aller. In which, and then it got exasperated to where somehow Tom Brady came into the conversation simply because I said that Drew Aller was a low pick. I think that was Tony L. Tigre, though. It's hard to remember how all the details go. However, they both weren't good. Will Howard threw 2 picks. I don't know if the Jets could potentially be good. here's my problem with the Jets, and to be honest with you, the they do some dumb stuff late in games, and they lost some games that they shouldn't have lost early. 3rd and 7, all-out blitz coming. Cam Ward looking in the barrel, throws it over the top. He underthrows it. Got a PI? No PI. He underthrew that badly. Really, really badly. But what I will say about the Jets is they were whooping the Steelers' offensive line. The Steelers, if they get interceptions, I mean, part of the problem is that they got no picks. But he's a defensive guy, you know. He was the old defense coordinator for the Lions, and the Lions' defense was awful. They just didn't get any interceptions. And look, man. Who was their quarterback last year? I don't even remember who their quarterback was last year. Oh, my gosh. Who was the Jets' quarter? Justin Fields? I think Geno Smith can be better than Justin Fields for sure. I've seen Geno Smith be good, actually, before. I've seen him make the playoffs. Again, not saying at all the Jets will make the playoffs, but I'm just saying. Yeah. But you got to remember, but he's on the Jets, you know? He's actually, funny enough, Karate Kid, he's actually, he was a former defensive backs coach and defensive back who used to get a lot of picks. First team in NFL history to get 0 interceptions all season. The 2025 New York Jets. Why do I know this? Because, guys, I'm too locked in. Too locked in. Yes, sir. Yeah, both of them look bad. I don't even know, because we saw Will Howard look cool. I forget who they played that first game, though. I think that does matter. Who did they play, bro? I forget who they played that first game. Let me look it up. Looking it up. Yeah. Karaoke. Thank you. I really thought it was. Yeah, let me cook, Nell. Let me cook. Sports Jones. What was I looking up? Who the Steelers' first preseason game was? We do have to. I'm going to start taking that into account a little bit. All right, the Packers. I mean, if we're being honest, the Packers' defense without Micah Parsons, pretty fucking bad. We saw it last year. Even their starters, the second Micah isn't there, they look pretty shitty. Tyler Huntley was cooking them. Shout out Tyler Huntley. That's not what I'm saying. Right? But, and Huntley can play. But, like, he shouldn't be cooking you. So the Packers' backups, not great. Shout out karate. Shout out karates, karaokes, and kids. Titans kicked the field goal, by the way, so Drew Lock's getting the ball back. Cam Ward didn't really do shit, which is good because he was bad last week. They got down the field. They kicked the field goal. That's cool. Pro Bowler. Yes, exactly. Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. Yeah. Who else could it have been? Panthers time. Bryce Young, speaking of, also led an opening drive touchdown. 5 for 6, pretty good. Pocket looked good. So the Panthers, maybe they fixed their offensive line. I do think it's interesting, however, and I know a Panthers fan. He's very defensive, although he's my friend. But I do think it's very interesting that they didn't keep Dowdle. Because I just think there's like certain things where you don't Pro Bowler Shador. Shout out Shador Sanders, the most influential quarterback. No, the most influential person since Barack Obama. But one thing about fuck, dude, I forget what the hell I was gonna say. Oh, Panthers. Yeah, Bryce Young. One thing about Bryce Young, right? Dude, I don't know. Anyway, Bryce Young let it. Oh, Jimmy Horn. It was a Dowdle point. That's right. So they let go of Rico Dowdle. I don't know if I fully agree with that move because sometimes, man, a player and a team just fit. Like that just. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is my perfect example for this. Both years, C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been on the Eagles. 1 year, he led the NFL in interceptions. The next year, hard hitter, helped us. And both years, they made the Super Bowl. 1 year, they won it. Now, there's some other things in play, obviously, offensive coordinators. We talked about that with this. But when we haven't had C.J. Gardner-Johnson, not only have we, lost in the wild card round, and the defense hasn't been as good, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson himself, 1 year he got hurt and he missed the whole season, but last year he was on 3 different teams. Rico Dowdle was a backup for the Cowboys, right? He comes to the Panthers, was a backup, but bro, he's getting 200 yards. He's getting 200 yards. I don't understand. And the reason is because they have a rookie. Bro, fuck that guy. And Chuba Hubbard, if anyone should go, it should be Chuba Hubbard, not Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle gave that team an identity and something about their running style. He helped the running style, and he also helped that team go downhill. So I don't understand why you let Rico. Whoa, he's out! I'm way late, as you can tell. No, but what a run. Touchdown 31. He took off right. I want to see if I know this guy. Jarcadia Wright. I've never heard of this dude. Seattle is terrifying. He's probably young. I've never heard of bro. And he was gone. Great blocking. The Titans, potentially still trash. Overrating Saleh possibly a little bit. Although Saleh did get the Jets to be 7-9, which is an incredible accomplishment. It is. I'm not going to say it's not. I got to look up Jarcadia Wright, though, because he is out. Also, no, I should have a fix for us during the regular season to where I'm not on crack streams. So we can be up to date. Dude, I can't even. Jarcadia? There we go. Who is this guy? He's 25. Not young. Not old, but not young. Has this guy ever played in the league? Yeah, see, believing you made Dowdle is just silly. He had 1 game, 5 rushes, 20 yards last year for the Seahawks. Jarcadia Wright. I'm going to make a name for myself here. I don't agree. That's not what happened, though. Yeah, I know you are. I'm not, though. I don't have an antenna down here. Yeah, I understand. I don't have an antenna down here. The service is too bad. I tried the antenna multiple times. It's not a go down here. I think I got to get this box, this like VR box thing that, missed an extra point, that family friend was telling me about. If they think they made Dowdle, I mean, that's why they're the Panthers. I don't know. That doesn't, it's just. I also don't think Saleh threw everyone under the bus. I disagree with that. Aaron Rodgers came in and was throwing people under the bus. Saleh was just there, and his quarterback was Zach Wilson. And they still were 7-9. And then Aaron Rodgers came, and he got Saleh fired. I don't even think they had a full season together because Rodgers was hurt, and then I think they missed, and Saleh was, So that happens with the Panthers. Tet looked good. Coker looked good. They had a good drive there for the offense. And they're excited about Jalen Phillips, former Eagle. The Jags, Nick Mullins. Who gives a crap? Who cares? This guy, Joey Aguilar, 9 for 10. He was doing some stuff. He was doing some things. No better than Zach Wilson. I disagree with that. Hot Tone. Tone, I don't agree with you there. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's Zach Wilson. Yes. Aaron Rodgers is the true coach killer. Aaron Rodgers is the biggest coach killer I've ever seen, dude. He literally got McCarthy fired. He kind of wanted LaFleur out of there, low key. But then they got him out first. And then he got Saleh fired. And then Tomlin left. Bro, Tomlin never would have left. And Rodgers was like, bro, I need more. That's not what happened. But I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, Rodgers, all that. Rodgers got 4 coaches fired. It's crazy. So the Jags moved. Not really. I think they lost the game pretty badly because they had Nick Mullins in there. Let Joey sling it, bro. If there's anything I care about preseason week 3, let Joey Aguilar sling the rock. He was throwing some good passes out there, man. Throwing some nice Johns. Speaking of Rodgers and the Packers, Packers. Jordan Love, 5 for 7, 56 yards, 1 touchdown. We're going to see, by the way, possession 2. We'll see if Cam Moore needs all the reps he can get. I'm not even going to lie. And just like Jordan Love fast, he almost threw a pick. Everyone thought it was a pick. It wasn't a pick because people can't catch his passes. And then touchdown. So there you go. Jordan Love, good drive. Tyrod Taylor didn't do anything, but still scored. Still effective. LeBron, who's a worse coach killer? Well, the thing with LeBron is he'll get your coach killed, but ultimately, LeBron is, if we're just talking purely coach killing, it's LeBron easy. LeBron is easily a worse coach killer than Aaron Rodgers. Just because he's had more opportunities with the keys. You know? He's had more opportunities to get a coach fired. And he's taken it every time. He tried to get Spoelstra fired. Remember? They just told him no. Bro would have had Spoelstra the fuck out of there. Gone. Get him out. Got Mike Brown fired. Won a championship eventually. Splat the blat. Blat the splat, I should say. Be getting him out of there. Rodgers hasn't had as many chances, you know? Because the Packers are a better organization than the LeBron-led organizations. And they're also more... Also at Rodgers, too, Rodgers couldn't get McCarthy fired. I can't just say they're a better organization. Nah, they are. Kind of. More historic. I don't know. But the thing with Rodgers, too, is he couldn't get McCarthy fired for a couple years because, remember, he won a Super Bowl with McCarthy so fast. You can't really just, all right, now he's trash. Yeah, it took a couple years to marinate. Cam Ward, wow, he missed an open read to the right, threw it to the left where it was more covered, and I don't know if they got a first down. Wasn't there another? Who's the other quarterback in year 2? Oh, it's fucking Dart. Fourth and 1, going for it. We're gonna look at some shit. They're looking at some things. Good question though, kid. The karaoke kid. Bo Nix. Nah, I disagree. I actually disagree with that. Did they get stopped? I missed it. I missed what happened. They were competing. They were in them championship games. I understand karaoke. I also am rooting against Dart. I'm with you there. But that is a crazy... I just saw some crazy stuff on my screen. No, you'll know what I'm talking about. I saw the wedding pictures, man. That was wild. This is crazy. What the hell? Yeah. No, let me know what your thoughts on that were. Titans were stopped. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Packers won a Super Bowl. They were in a bunch of conference championship games, and then they started losing. And then, whoa, hello. Drew Lock interception. We'll see if it gets taken back. They weren't the Heels. They weren't. I mean, they won a Super Bowl. So they were the Cavs. They weren't the Heatles, no, not quite. What I said was he wasn't as good as LeBron, so he didn't have as many opportunities to kill coaches. That's my original point. Anyway, Stidham, stats are on the screen. I don't know. He's chalked. That means we're talking about the Broncos. Bo Nix looked good. He was vibing. Threw some passes. Had him out there a little longer than I would expect, but, you know. Sean Payton, he's a dick. And he wanted to win the game, and he couldn't. Packers kind of boxed him up, 33-13. Stidham. Bo Nix better stay healthy, bro, because that dude is all the way cooked. Wow, he pushed him, and then he held him, and then he pushed him again. And Drew Lock still said, I'm throwing this pass over there, bro. I'm going to throw this pick. They call it, man. I really love this rolling text, man. It really helps me stay on topic here. Commanders. I have respect for 5. 0 for 1. 1 sack. All right, how you say this guy's name? Kalakamanis. I had it muted. So he was hooping, though. Back up, undrafted free agent. 11 for 14. Throw some strikes. He was moving a little bit. Little movement. Feel me? I wouldn't go as far as to say it's motion, but it's movement. Sam Darnold's pictures. I'm going to just let it go. We're just going to let it go and move on. Fifth talked about time. Oh, no, my computer's slowly dying. Oh, well, this game's going off. Cam Ward isn't on the field, but I don't know how long he's going to play. Might have to go get my charger. Cam Ward out here next possession. I'll get my charger. Fifth talked about time. Cat? No, not Cat. Kalakamanis, the Commanders' backup quarterback. If you're talking about the wedding pictures, we're moving on. It's already over. The moment has passed. But yeah, maybe, Mariota's hurt all the time. They might need Kalakamakis. I think he made the team over, who was it, Sam Howell? Right? Somebody. I think it was Sam Howell. Who, bro, you don't play Sam Howell in an NFL regular season game, bro. He's not that guy. Drew Lock, 3rd and 14 screen. Get off the field, Titans. I want to see if Cam Ward's out here, if I have to charge my computer or not. Is Cat married? Cat is indeed married. But I was not talking about his wedding pictures. Sam Darnold's. If you must know, for the 3rd time. Getting dangerously close to that number. Lions, Josh Dobbs, classic Josh Dobbs game. He does something, and you're like, man, this guy really, if he had a chance, he really could have done it, man. 50-yard touchdown run. He cooked, you know what I mean, the Commanders' young rookie. And then 1 pick, 1 fumble. The fumble was recovered for a touchdown. So it was a classic Josh Dobbs game, giving you something and then just taking it away because he just doesn't have the stuff. Who is Jordan Woods? I don't know who that is. This is what happens, man, when you're locked on football. I don't know who you guys are talking about. Oh, wow. That's insane. Now, I don't know who you're talking about, but I know who you're talking about. It's crazy. I'm going to go with Fagano. Oh, did my computer die? Crap. That's not good. That's not good. I'm trying to see Cam Ward. Hold up. One sec. I gotta charge the computer. What's my best path here? Screw it. Anyway, Joe, Ravens backup. Does he have something here? Is there something cooking with Joe? That guy. I don't want to get canceled, so I don't really want to say his name. I'm not going to hold you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yes. Now I know. Now I know. I wouldn't have known. All of these things are true. Everything you guys are saying is completely right. But now I do know who that is. And now all makes sense. And I understand some things. Dang, Cat, really, man? Whatever, bro. Whatever. You like what you like, I guess. I don't know. Joe. Nano. But bro is 15 for 20, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. He had back-to-back good games now. He's pretty good against the Eagles as well. Very accurate, hitting a lot of passes. Obviously, you know, the Ravens have a quarterback and a backup, too. 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, you know. So you don't really want to give that up. But Joe might, I'm about to look up how do you pronounce this shit, bro. How do you pronounce this and keep your podcast? Joe Nano, man. Joe Nano. Man's last name is about to get canceled, man. I'm looking it up. Fayano. Did I what? I can't see the rest of your message from some reason, so I'm about to scroll out. Did you see the news about that Penn State frat? I did not see the news about the Penn State frat, but because it's a Penn State frat, I assume that it's ridiculous. Penn State is pretty absurd. And they keep doing weird stuff, you know. All right, let's get Joe's name off the screen. We're getting into this isn't where we want to go as a pod. So we're gonna talk about Penn State frats. All right, we're moving on from Fayano to 9. JJ 5 for 10, missed the bomb. Vikings, why do they still have Carson Wentz? Who knows? Cam Ward still in this game. It's almost the end of the first quarter, and Cam Ward is still out here. He's 5 for 8, 48 yards, not looking good. They're trying to run no huddle after stopped runs. They're going fast. They're getting blitzed. He's threw a small good. Oh, man, tackled. Tajay Spears going down. So I don't know if the Titans' defense is in, but this has to be noted. Their starting offense is in, and they're down 16-3 to the Seahawks backups. To Drew Lock. Which, you know, I mean, yeah, look, I've lost Drew Lock before. I hate to say it. My franchise lost to Drew Lock, but I'm just saying, man. Cam Ward is just throwing up just one-on-ones. They gave him a flag, I think, because even the refs want to actually see if Cam Ward has anything, bro. But this is bad. Yeah, they're fighting hard for the Redheads. Heavy. And they don't have to. No one wants them to. The Bills, all I got for you. Josh better never get hurt because Kyle Allen played. Not Mitch. Kyle, that's pretty bad. So, see what happens. Titans running a little screen, get Cam Ward some yards, make it look a little better. Like he's not been, I don't want to say he's been garbage. He's just throwing up, he kind of is though. He's just throwing up nonsense. Nothing he's throwing is close. It's not accurate. The Browns. This is exciting. Shador, 9 for 11. Dotting. 1 touchdown, 1 reception. I don't care. I know I threw another pick. No, wasn't his fault this time. It was his fault last game. This one, not his fault. Telling you, it's not his fault. I think he got dropped. A little bit behind. It could have been a little better, but the dude dropped it. I mean, hey, look, it's the Browns. I think they led the NFL, the Browns did, in drop passes last year, so they could all still possibly be able to not catch. I don't have the sound on, so I can't tell you about the defense. Their best player is Jeffrey Simmons. I doubt he's been out there, but it is in fact their starting offense versus the Seahawks backups. And the Seahawks are playing Drew Lock. And they're down 16-3. So again, the defense, Jeffrey Simmons probably not playing. Those guys not playing, Also with the Browns, Deshaun Watson in the swap situation now where you put Watson without as much talent. You think the interception was on Shador? Fine. Don't care. Watson also threw one. Watson sucks. And even though I don't even know if Shador is good, I don't even care at this point. I want my entertainment value. The Browns are going to suck. Sorry, Nell. Play Shador. It's over. I don't care. Like, just play him. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Right? Like, what are we talking about, man? Let's see if he got something here. Give him a year. And if he sucks, get another one. It ain't Watson, though. And the fans were booing him, which I noticed, actually. I was like, oh, they're still booing him. Which the boo started not because of the things, but because he started to suck. Sometimes, all right, now, sometimes with your teams, you don't know. Sometimes you don't know. I'm going to just leave it there. Sometimes you don't know about the true potential of your teams. But if you know that the Browns stink this year, that's cool. I remember last year we had some discussions, but I'll leave that to Tone. I'll leave that to the Karate Kid to troll. Who do you think they should start, though? Do you think they should start Shador or Watson? Cam Ward getting blitz, rolling out. He got stripped, bro. Guys, this, I want to know who you think is going to start. Guys, Tone, you watched the Lumia Sports, by the way, check it out, Lumia Sports, NFL preseason week 1 takeaways currently up on the YouTube, on the site. Check out our videos. But if you watch that video, one thing I said about Cam Ward was that he needs to know, gross, whatever. Okay, Watson, I guess. I didn't expect you to say that. Start to do what? Can Cam Ward realize if he can run away from NFL defenders? And that was a crazy throw. Did he catch it? He didn't catch that. Did he not catch that, bro? Anyway, Cam Ward just got stripped from behind, but then on 3rd and 7, he runs out, he rolls. This time he doesn't try to run. He just stays back, throws a fadeaway, and dude didn't catch it. He didn't get his feet in. No catch, no catch. No toe tap swag. He had no swag with it. No swag. Swagless. Damn. Bro, you don't need to go to no fucking Watson, bro. There's no need to go to Watson. Don't bench him. Let him play. Let him suck. Who cares? If y'all suck, just let the young guy play at this point. Just wasting time. We know that the Browns aren't going to be good, and we know that Watson isn't good. Especially with no Myles Garrett. It's over. Just be ass and let Shedeur. Let's see if Shedeur can make y'all not be ass, which he probably can't. And then next year, you can take a quarterback. You got the receivers, got the running backs, you got plenty of picks, and you got the defense. But there's no need to waste time with this Deshaun Watson stuff, in my opinion. Even if he is possibly a little bit better, because he's not good. And if Shedeur's not good, that's fine. Who cares? I just want to see him be entertaining. But again, I'm not a Browns fan. You're a Browns fan. So I understand why you would want at least someone to be good. I see. I didn't know if you were saying who you would start or you think is going to start. I got to adjust. Nell's last message, by the way, was, you know how sports work, essentially. So, yes, because of his contract, he probably will start. Probably right. I don't think he should, but however, what's it called? What I will say is, as much as I'm kind of, it's not like Shedeur just won the job, to be fair. It's not like Shedeur came out and just like took the job over. He did not. So that's what they decided to do. Because if that's what they decided to do because of the money, now that you put it like that, understandable. Very understandable. Because that dude is always around. I didn't have a chance to watch him yet. Jack Strach, the backup for the Falcons. I might throw him on the screen soon. But unless Cam Ward keeps playing. Is Cam Ward going to play this whole half, by the way? And I mean, Drew Lock is just dotting these guys. Drew Lock looks better than Cam Ward. Drew Lock hasn't missed a pass yet. He's 9 for 9. Anyway, the Falcons hid Tua and Penix away from the world. They didn't play him. They didn't give us any memes. They just played Cooper Rush, and they actually beat him down. And this other guy, Jack, who I need to watch. I need to watch this guy because he was out there dotting. He had Falcons fans tagging me in my group chat. You guys aren't talking shit about the Falcons now. I'm like, bro, Tua and Penix aren't playing. I'm like, Cooper Rush is not the story. However, he said that this guy is the story, so I need to watch him play. That was a crazy face mask. That was like the craziest face mask I've ever seen. Completely unnecessary, too. Seahawks might be quarterback proof. I don't like calling teams quarterback proof. That seems like a way to discredit Darnold. Locke has also, what's it called? He's also been there for years. At this point, he's definitely been in the system. This guy's funny. Front running a Stefanski team. What do you mean? The Colts, by the way, I'm going to skip them because I didn't write it down. But the Colts, Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard, they have problems. The Colts have some issues. Because if Daniel Jones can't play, oh, man. It might... Phillip Rivers, I don't know if he wants to come back, guys. The Saints. Spencer Rattler, he's on his way out. 14 for 23. Looks like he did at South Carolina. 1 pick. He started throwing picks. His only path in the league is to not do that, and he's doing it. They didn't play Shuck all. First incompletion was even a crazy pass to Arroyo. Deep, good defense there. He didn't play Shuck all training camp or preseason. So, oh, yeah. Sorry, to fully read the message. They're in the group chat saying you're laughing at the Falcons. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it was crazy. Well, doing it in the preseason when you didn't play your quarterbacks, when the whole reason everyone is laughing is because because Penix is all exactly my point. Penix is laughing at him. Your quarterback did the thing. He did the thing. He did the point. That's him. Don't blame us. We're only looking because he did it. And I'm still laughing because they hit him. Hit him from the world. Like, all right, no more of that. Like, Tua looks like he's ready to play. Okay. Sure. All that being said, though, the Titans, Cam Ward has played a quarter, and it seems unnecessary. But he doesn't look any better. So I think Saleh wants to just see if he's ass, and he probably should have watched more film before he took the job. You know what I mean? At this point, it's a little too late, dude. You're just playing him in preseason. Drew Lock moving, running, throwing it back across the body, 2-yard play. The Rams, they're actually QB proof. Stenson Bennett hooping, 181 yards. 1931, 2 rushing touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Ty Simpson just vibed. They put up 34. They're just moving up and down the field, up and down the field, up and down the field. Whoever was out there. They got a pick 6. I watched the preseason game. Brenda Song was there in the booth yelling about the defense, almost letting up points. By the way, that's not like a common thing. Like, teams don't have celebrities there. At best you'll get an old offensive lineman or like a GM. So Brenda Song, and she was there for like a quarter. She does love doing the sports stuff, but it's noteworthy. And she was yelling. It was important because I think the Rams are super locked in right now. Dang, he didn't catch it. Foster didn't have the hands. A little overthrown. The Rams, I think they're both QB proof. I think that saying a team is QB proof because what? The Rams are QB proof to me because of McVay. I know it's LA. But that's not all that's going on. I'm telling you. There's other things at play, man. The Rams were locked in. I'm just saying. They're locked, dude. It was loud. It was like that was the other thing. The crowd was like into it. It's preseason. You can say it's LA, but it's also preseason. They don't always just care. You got to be good for them to care. But when you're good, they do care. They will front run, and they see that this team is good. We know they're good, so we'll see what happens. Game I didn't watch second of. Giants. Winston, 15 for 21. He was hooping. The Dolphins' defense is going to be awful, which I think we knew, but my gosh, man. Winston was carving. Slingoon. Capital on that, John. Brandon Allen was hooping. You know, they put up a lot of points. 26 is a lot in preseason. These sloppy offenses. I mean, I'm looking at it. Looking at it. Yeah, it's a lot. Some ugly games in here. 26 is a good amount. Solid. But Winston still hanging around New York. He's going to be the backup, and we'll see how that goes. Dolphins. I don't know who these guys were, bro, but these are the Dolphins' backups. I never heard of these bros. Bro. They got Rob Gronkowski's brother in there. Yeah. He loves throwing it, man. Bro just likes to sling it. Sling God. That's why he's the sling God. But yeah, Malik better stay healthy because I don't know who Cam Miller is, bro. No, Mark Gronkowski, bro. Gronowski? Is that like Gronk's like Wario, bro? Like who is that guy? So the Dolphins are gonna suck. We know that. Their defense, backup defense, looking bad. I don't know these guys, so Malik can't get hurt. He's never been a starter for a full season, literally. The Bears, Caleb, 2 for 5. Never watched it. 28 yards. A little shocked he played, to be honest with you. That was a little shocking. Case Keenum is the backup. 9 for 17. Yep. Thankful, bro. Be able to play in some stuff. Miller Moss, old Louisville quarterback. Wasn't good then. So, you know. Yikes. So, Caleb, good luck. The Bengals didn't play the Joes. That was smart. You play the Joes, you're done. I think look at these other ones. The only other story that I really care about is Cam Ward still in the game? No. Cam Ward's out. I mean, it's a good time. We're getting close. Joe Milton. Joe Milton put on a show, man. He was lighting them up. 9 for 13, 179 yards for the Cowboys. Talk about a loaded roster, dude. 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. He was hooping, dude, and the Cowboys have been trying to hit on this for a while. They tried Trey Lance, that didn't work, but the guy with all the talent who they just, it's like, close. It's kind of what the Seahawks are trying to do right now with Drew Lock. Like, if man did play, you missed it. I talked about it. If man, 1 for 2, 9 yards, no first downs, but it wasn't his fault. If you're talking about Dak, no, he didn't play. But, yeah, no, so they've been trying to hit on this for a while. The backup, the kind of sort of Dak successor, the person who they don't have to spend the high pick on, but they look like they had the intangibles, and they want to see if they can bring him in the system. Tried with Trey Lance, didn't quite work. But Joe looked good, man. He was throwing bombs. He looked accurate. It was impressive stuff. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Preseason, man. Week 2. Thank you guys for joining. We are heading into some real football soon. Cam Ward, lasting takeaways. Titans are going to have a long season unless Robert Saleh saving some defense, man, because that defense is getting cooked by Drew Lock. Thank you so much for Tony El Tigre, the karaoke karate kid. Whoa. It's got to use 2 Ks next time. Nell, Sports Jones. I'm happy he recovered from those birds. Oh, Titans recovered the fumble. And NFL football, I can't call him Tatum. That's a little different. Tatum has a ring, bro. See, man, gosh, man. I don't even like Tatum, but come on, bro. You can't call him Herbert. It's fucked up. He has a whole ring, bro. He can't. I get it that it's never his fault, but he does have one, and he didn't get the MVP for it. I think Herbert could go 5 for 23 and get the MVP if they win that, John. He did actually do it. I know he had help, but God, Herbert, he did actually win a playoff game. I've seen Tatum have good playoff moments, win playoff games by himself, win game 7s. Make me sound like a Tatum guy, but come on, man. The Herbert shit there's no example of a, Herbert is Sabonis, but when Sabonis was like at his height, people were like, I'll take Sabonis over any power forward in the league. Like that nonsense. Like that's Sabonis. And even that isn't the Herbert gas. The Herbert gas is crazy because he's done, like, he's, from a literal sense, he has no accolades. He's never made All-Pro. He's never won a playoff game. He's never played well in a playoff game. He's never even played decent in a playoff game. And he still is considered like a top 10 quarterback. So I don't know. Why is he not Sabonis? What's he done that Sabonis hasn't done? Sabonis got into the playoffs, though. What has Herbert done that Sabonis hasn't done? Tell me what he's done that Sabonis hasn't done without using his girlfriend. And that's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. Oh, fiance. I think Sabonis has an All-NBA, if I believe. Herbert doesn't? No, I think it's third team, so he might. No, Herbert wouldn't be third team anything, bro. There's Mar still. Josh. Mitch? Touchdown, Mitch Trubisky. Sabonis is like the closest comparison in my basketball brain. I'm like racking it. Like, who gets credit but hasn't won anything? Like, that has no memorable. And basketball, it's harder because you know what I mean? That's where it's kind of made. So I'm really like going through my brain for like who like gets all that praise but hasn't won. Like, the closest one is probably Embiid, to be honest. But Embiid is an MVP. And Embiid has won playoff series. He has. Like, I want to say Tracy McGrady, but I feel like that's disrespectful to Tracy, to be honest with you. I do feel like that's a little disrespectful to Tracy McGrady. I don't think he's Kobe, but you know. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Lumia Sports Live. We will not be with you guys next Sunday. However, September 6th, I think that's the Sunday, we will be here with you guys going over the previews for next week. And then every Sunday throughout the season, we will be here as well going over the games. So for Karaoke Kid, for the Karate Kid, Tony El Tigre, us Sports Jones, and Lumia, have a great night.